Do you want to learn how to draw the Dark Knight? Well, a cute little version of the Dark Knight, also known as Batman. Look at how adorable he is. I love him. If you do, please like, subscribe, share the video, and grab yourself some paper to draw on, a pencil to create your doodle with, an eraser to erase any mistakes that you might make, and a marker to outline your doodle when you are done. And don't forget the crayons, the markers, the colored pencils, or the paint to create your doodle. Grab all of those supplies and let's get started. Let's get working on our little Batman doodle. So we are going to make our paper vertical, which means that it's tall this way and skinnier this way. And we are going to start by drawing in Batman's head. So I'm going to go ahead and make a very big U shape. So a nice big U. And you want to try to make sure that these two ends are even with each other, the best that they can be, because those are going to be the tips of his ears. So you don't want him to have one shorter ear and one taller ear. And we're going to come in on both of those sides at an angle, and you want to round the top. You don't want to make it super pointy. Round the top, come down. This is maybe about 1.5 inches in, and then we're going to curve across the top to connect. So now we've got his head shape. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move down to his body now. So I'm going to go ahead and make a curved line that's going to come around and down for the sides of his body. So there we go. And then in about the middle of his body is where his belt is going to be. So we're going to come down just a little bit and we're going to make a straight line. So if I turn it, actually, let's do this. Right above that straight line, make a square. And it doesn't need to be a big square. This is going to be on his buckle. This is going to be his belt buckle. Inside that square, make a rectangle or a smaller square, depending on how you drew your square. And now line up with that line, you're going to go across his body. So I'm not going with the outside shape, I'm going with that inside shape. And I'm just going to kind of draw my lines out for his little utility belt. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and we are going to go from underneath that belt down a little bit at an angle to the line we made here for his little, what are they, like black underwear on his little outfit here. And then we're going to curve on both sides to finish off his feet because we are making a little cartoony Batman. And then we will add a line here and a line here for his little boots. Okay. Now I'm going to come on the side, I'm going to curve down, and I'm just going to curl right into the side of his body here, and the same thing here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add kind of a diagonal line here for where his little gloves would be. And then he's got kind of like those little spikes coming off of his gloves, so I'm going to go ahead and add just like 2 little spikes on each side. So 1 and 2. And then in about the middle of his hands here, I'm going to come down at a curve. I'm not going all the way down where I'm equal with his feet. I'm staying up just a little bit. And I'm going to curve in, and that'll be his cape in the back there. All right, so let's go back to his head. We want to make a nice big curve going around on his face there. And then I'm going to come in at an angle on both sides down here. This is going to be the part around his mouth. And I'm going to come down to a point and down to a point. So I create kind of a very wide M shape. And now we're going to make his eyes. And his eyes are going to be tilted down. He's a little angry looking. Kind of like a half circle shape at an angle. Or a D. It looks like a capital letter D. All right, now I'm going to close this up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my skinnier marker here to kind of give him a little bit of a, oh, my marker's drying up. Give him a little bit of a curved mouth there. He always looks so angry. Saves people, but he just looks so mad. Okay, now I'm going to use the skinny side to draw my bat, because it's going to be a little easier for me. But then I'm going to use the other side to color it in, because it is all black. So I'm going to go ahead and make what kind of look like curved lines, like parentheses, on the outside here. So I want to leave the same space on each side. Now I'm going to make a big U shape that's going to come up in the middle. And this is going to be the middle of the bat. So this is where his head is. So we're going to curve up. And this part right here is kind of even with the tips of his wings. And then you curve down in the middle to create the points for the bat's ears. Okay, so we have this top shape here for that. Now, right underneath his head is where the pointy part of the tail goes for the bat. So you're going to skip right down here. Make a nice long V shape, and you want that to be right, this marker's dead. You want that to be right underneath his head. And then in the middle here, you're just gonna make a point down and over. And a point down and over. So you're just kind of making two hills here. Now I'm gonna move to my good marker, and we're gonna trace all of that. And color it in solid black. So I'm gonna actually color it in with this Sharpie. So you're gonna see the design a lot clearer. I only drew it in that one. You could just draw it in pencil. I can't do it in pencil because you can't see it on the camera. Pencil's not quite dark enough. Okay, so color all that in. Give the bat a nice black. That's all I'm gonna color in with the marker. I'm gonna do everything else. I think I'm gonna try to go over his mouth here. There we go. I'm gonna go over everything else with crayon, so that way you can see kind of the lines a little bit better. So go ahead and grab your markers, your crayons, your colored pencils, your paint, whatever you wanna use to color him in, and let's go ahead and color in the Dark Knight. Look at how cute our little Batman turned out. He is so adorable. I can't quite take him seriously. He's like a little baby Batman. Look at him. He's so funny. If you enjoyed doodling a little cartoon Batman with me today, please like, subscribe, and share the video, and come back for more doodles every day. I cannot wait to see you again. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.